It's Mike. You are watching ESPNU College Football presented by Allstate. Today, Montana and their 16th ranked Iowa Hawkeyes. Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Iowa City, and welcome back to college football on ESPNU. Alongside former Hawkeye All-American tight end Marv Cook, I'm Clay Matvick. A lot of folks, Marv, are saying that this Iowa Hawkeye team could win a Big Ten title. If they do, their quarterback, Drew Tate, will lead them to it.
That's exactly right. Very exciting things happening in Iowa City. New season, new press box, new athletic director. But the one thing that has Iowa fans most excited is that familiar face at quarterback, number 5, Drew Tate. He had an unbelievable sophomore year for the Hawks. Went on, had a solid, good junior year, but this year they're expecting huge things out of their senior quarterback.
Division I AA Power Montana has a pretty good quarterback, too. Josh Swagger, a former starter at Washington State.
That's exactly right. I think it's fair to say the Grizzlies' passing game has been a little bit down the last couple of years, and they go out and they get Josh Swagger from Pac-10, was the Pac-10 Player of the Week against the University of Arizona. So this guy's got some skills, and they hope to have him bring a little swagger back to that offense.
The first game at newly renovated Kinnick Stadium, you know it better than anybody. The folks in Iowa love their Hawkeyes, and a sellout crowd of over 70,000 on hand, and a perfect day for football. 74 degrees, light winds, and a lot of sunshine.
Exactly the way it should be.
The Hawkeyes coming off their 4th straight trip to a January bowl game, and the Grizzlies made their 13th straight playoff appearance last year. That's a 1 AA record. Iowa is going to receive, and we are underway at Kinnick Stadium in Iowa City. Good return. Out over the 25 to the 30, still on his feet. Sean Green. Big return, and Drew Tate and company will get started with great field position. He's made every start at quarterback the last 2 years for Iowa. The coaches call him passionate, and he's got a heart as big as his home state of Texas.
And the eyes of Iowa are on him.
So the Hawkeyes will start first down and 10 from their own 37. Drew Tate under center. Shifting at the line. Scott Chandler goes in motion. Handoff to Albert Young. Second team All Big Ten last year. Dick's Sporting Goods presents the starting lineups, and there you got a good look at Albert Young right off the bat. Tom Bush, Calvin Davis, Andy Brodell, and Scott Chandler. On the line, Dace Richardson, Mike Jones, Raphael Eubanks getting his first start at center. Mike Elgin and Marshall Yonder up front for the Hawks. No gain on that Young run. Second down and 10 from the 38. Tate checking at the line. 3 receivers set. Going to hand off again. Young plunging over left guard. Gets out across the 40. A short pickup. The ends for Montana, Dustin Dooley and Mike Murphy. Head coach Bobby Hauck calls Murphy his best defensive player. Mullen and Mettler up front. The linebackers, Joyce on the weak side, an All-American candidate, Kyle Ryan and Lauren Utterback. In their secondary, Tough Harris, he's a tough corner, paired with Jimmy Wilson, Torrey Thomas, and Van Cooper Jr. are the safeties. Third down and 6 for the Hawkeyes, their first possession of 2006. Young coming left side. And the ball comes loose. And the Hawkeyes appear to have recovered. Actually, it looked like a run for Champ Davis, the fullback, the 6'2", 238-pound fullback getting a carry here. He had just 1 carry for 10 yards last year, and he gets a carry here. It's going to be short of a first down. It looks like a punting situation right away for the Hawkeyes, Mark.
Interesting play call on 3rd and 5. You expect the Iowa. I think they thought they had the physical advantage up front. They tried to run it for the 4 or 5 yards, and they weren't able to pick it up. Excellent starting defensive position for the Montana Grizzlies.
Back to punt. Andy Fenstermaker, one of the better punters in the Big Ten, standing at his own 32. Taking it at the 20-yard line. Tough Harris. No return. Josh Swagger hoping a change of scenery will be good for his football career. One of several Division I transfers now in Missoula. He had some trouble staying healthy, and he lost his job at Washington State. He's going to bring the Grizzlies out onto the field. First down and 10 for the Grizzlies after the Iowa Hawkeyes go 3-and-out. Swagger hands off on first down. The running back, Greg Coleman, a transfer from Iowa State, who grew up just down the street. No gain there. Greg Coleman, Mike Farida, Ryan Bagley, Eric Allen, and Dan Bowden are your backs and receivers. Offensive line, Cody Baylog, big left tackle. Eric Michael, Ryan Wells, Colin Dow, and Brent Russell. Dick's Sporting Goods bringing us the starting lineups. Josh Swagger under center. Second down and 13, just underway here in Iowa City. Swings it out to the near side, has a receiver. It is caught, and immediately down on the play, Mike Farida, the sophomore out of Helena. Alex Kanellis is starting because all Big Ten defensive end Kenny Awebama is serving a one-game team suspension. Matt Kroll, Mitch King, and Brian Madison up front. Mike Klinkenborg and Mike Humble join returning starter Edmund Miles at linebacker. Adam Shaden, Charles Godfrey, Miguel Merrick, and Marcus Pascal in the secondary. Third down and 6. Swagger from the shotgun. Throws out to the left side. The pass intended for his receiver, Eric Allen. The junior transfer out of Oklahoma State. It falls incomplete.
Yeah, great coverage by Charles Godfrey out there at corner position. Godfrey does a great job of breaking on the ball, and really Swagger had no place else to go but outside, and the receiver just wasn't able to make the catch. Good solid defense by Godfrey. A transition free safety to corner.
So both defenses fairly impressive here on their first test.
I think both coaches offensively are going to work on some things, but defensively it's got to be very, very exciting opportunity for the Grizzlies to get out of there and kind of try to win the battle of field position here.
Tyson Johnson, one of the better punters in Division I AA, sends one to the near sideline, and it's going to roll out of bounds inside the 30. It takes a Montana roll. And Drew Tate and company will have it when we come back. 10:53 to go, opening quarter, no score. ESPNU College Football presented by Allstate. 16th ranked Iowa hosting Montana. Both teams going 3-and-out. Their opening possessions. The Hawkeyes have it back. Drew Tate under center. Deuce backfield, throws to the right side. It was tipped at the line and caught. Reception made there. Andy Brodell getting the start, making his second career start. Herb Grigsby serving a one-game suspension for violating team rules. But hold on here, there's a penalty flag down on the play.
Passer, number 90 on the defense. 15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
Mike Murphy roughing the passer. We told you, best defensive player probably for Montana.
It's going to be a good matchup with Dace Richardson in his second year at left tackle for Iowa against Mike Murphy all day long. Brodell does a great job of just concentrating. I think Utterbach got his hand up and knocked that ball, tipped it a little bit, but Brodell was able to stay with it, make the catch, and get forward for the first down.
So it's first down and 10 now at the 44 of Montana. Three receivers set. They're going to run. Sean Green, the ball carrier. Short pickup. Let's join Mike Gleason in the studio for a SportsCenter U in-game update.
Clay, Michigan finishing 7-5 last year. They said, hey, we're healthy now. They go down on the opening drive.
I tell you, Kevin Grady's a strong runner. You see great change of direction. With those two guys staying healthy, they're going to do great things.
Michigan on top, 7-zip, Clay.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. Big Ten football is back.
111th year of Big Ten football. Great games in those years, huh?
Brodell in motion. Some room to run out of the backfield for Albert Young, the junior out of Morristown, New Jersey. 1,300+ yards and 8 touchdowns last year.
Great open field tackle by Jimmy Wilson. I mean, Albert Young, this is a tough back to get down on the open field. And Jimmy Wilson comes up, does a nice job of wrapping up, keeping his head up, running through that tackle, and getting Albert Young down. That saved a touchdown right there.
Anthony Bowman, a freshman out of Detroit, checking in at receiver for the Hawkeyes. Tate, one of the better college quarterbacks in the country, one of 8 Big Ten starting quarterbacks back this year. Short drop, brings it out to the near side, and Bowman dropped it. First test for the freshman comes up empty.
Very nice, though. Get him out, get him in the feel of the game, get him a quick throw to him, and here comes Drew Tate to coach him up a little bit. That's the senior leadership of Drew Tate right there. Take a young receiver, say, we'll come back to you soon.
Well, Drew Tate says he wants to be a high school football coach someday, getting some early reps in that.
That's exactly right.
Situation here is 4th down and 1, and Kirk Ferentz deciding to go for it. Young is the lone setback. He's going to get it. Room to run. Right up the middle, enough for a first down and more. Bangs his way to the 25. 7 straight 100-yard rushing games last year. A team record for Young. Picks up a big first down here in the first quarter.
Pretty good confidence in your redshirt freshman center, Eubanks, and Mike Elgin, former center, right side of the line. Just getting good push up front, and Albert Young does the rest.
Eubanks taking over for Brian Ferentz, the head coach's son, now on to the NFL with the Atlanta Falcons. Getting his first start here today. On first down, it's Young again. Not a lot of room to operate. That front 4 for the Montana Grizzlies closing things down.
Yeah, their front 7 is really well coached. They get to the ball. They don't stay blocked for long, and I think they do a lot of drills to practice that. But you know, one of the things Montana said coming into this game was they didn't want Iowa to just line up and smash them. So they were going to bring 7, 8 guys up in the box and definitely make Iowa earn those yards in the running game.
A pickup of 2 on first down, 2nd down and 8. Three receivers set. Rolling to his right is Tate. Fires, almost intercepted. Holy cow, Tyler Joyce saw that come into his hands and then right back out.
Montana's got some great athletic linebackers. Tyler Joyce is just able to run out underneath this. I think Drew Tate just thought he could squeeze it in there to Chandler, and Tyler Joyce wasn't able to come up with it.
Bobby Houck told us Tyler Joyce is his best linebacker. In his 4th season as the Montana head coach, a Montana native, loves his job.
When you're an underdog, though, those are the kind of plays that you got to make on the road to try to beat a Big Ten team like Iowa. And Tyler Joyce is going to try to get some more of those.
3rd down conversion attempt, and they do convert. Scott Chandler, the big tight end, 6'7", 257 pounds, a senior out of Southlake, Texas, and they move the chains.
If you throw the ball on time inside of the tight end and just run like an out route, and the ball's thrown on time like that. Chandler's a former receiver, so this is a mobile guy out there. Does a nice job going up, catching with hands, turning downfield, and picking up the first down.
So the Hawkeyes are in the red zone, and this was their playground in 2005. Only 3 times out of 45 did they not score. Out of the backfield, Young plunges ahead. It was stopped by Torrey Thomas, the free safety out of Dillon, Montana. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and goal to go at the 5. Your impressions early of how the Hawks have handled the setback on the first series, going 3 and out, and now they're marching to football.
I think it's good football. Montana's making Iowa earn every single yard they're getting. It's good, tough running by Albert Young, good, solid tackling by Montana, and the yards Iowa's getting have been on nice, just short, conservative pass plays.
Play and fade. Throw to the near side, incomplete. The intended receiver, Brodell. Brodell out of Ankeny, Iowa. A lot of Iowa natives on this team. A lot of Montana natives.
Exactly.
On the Grizzlies.
I think both coaches kind of said that's what we are. You know, that's who we are, and you know, that's the nucleus of both these teams is the home state, in-state guys, and they feel the pride and the joy of playing for their home state and representing.
3rd down and 5. Tate wants to throw, looking to the end zone. Fox fires, has a man, touchdown. Albert Young. And the Hawkeyes on the board first. He's a good receiver, too. 24 catches for 244 yards last year. This one, a 5-yard hookup with the senior Drew Tate.
That's a great point. I was going to say he's a great running back, but that's what makes him so dangerous is he's so effective out of the backfield as a receiver.
Coming on to kick the extra point, Austin Siegner. And he bangs it home. Kyle Schlicker, a very good kicker, maybe one of the best in the Big Ten, out with a leg strain. So he's going to do the kicking today. So their second possession results in a touchdown drive for the Iowa Hawkeyes. They're up 7-0 at home. ESPNU College Football is presented by Allstate. Are you in good hands? There you get a look at the Kinnick Express from Coralville, just down the road here from Iowa City. And a lot of Hawkeye fans making their way on the train today to newly renovated Kinnick Stadium. Have you taken the Kinnick Express?
My family has. It's actually a nice way to come into the game. There's been a lot of construction on the roads, and it's freed up a lot of parking.
Siegner kicking. Reggie Bradshaw from 2 yards deep in his own end zone. Comes out, has room to run along the near sideline to the 30, and driven out of bounds at the 36-yard line by Devin Moylan. Let's check in with Mike Gleason in the studio for a SportsCenter U update.
Play Vince Young no longer with Texas, but Colt McCoy, the freshman quarterback, says, hey, good way to shake the butterflies.
Wow, what a great start for Colt McCoy. You see the post there he throws, keeping it low, away from the free safety. What a great start. 2 for 2. Awesome start for Colt McCoy.
7-0 Texas. Play.
Thank you, Mike. 37-yard return, and Montana has it. Down 7-0. Josh Swagger getting another chance here. Swagger on the Montana job with a great spring. Here he throws on first down, and that was almost intercepted. Mike Humple, the outside linebacker, who is taking the spot of Chad Greenway, who moved on to the NFL, almost had a pick there.
Inside linebackers, you did a nice job of just run out under that slant route, and I'm sure Swagger just wasn't able to pick him up with all the traffic crossing in there. Pretty impressive that Swagger transfers in from Washington State, and in the spring his new teammates elect him captain. That's amazing. I mean, he played 15-20 practices in the spring, and to be able to come up and grab this offense and have the respect of your teammates that quickly is pretty amazing.
Inside handoff to Coleman, who had 419 yards rushing and a couple of touchdowns last year for the Hawkeyes' in-state rival, the Cyclones of Iowa State. He just needed a change of scenery, much like Swagger did. That's the great thing about going to one AA school is you don't have to wait out that year. You transfer to another 1A school. You have to sit out a year, but you go to one AA and you can get in there right away. It's going to be a difficult situation for the Grizz here. 3rd down and 8 at the 39. So far, 0 for 1 on 3rd down conversions. 4-receiver set. This is a team that likes to pass the ball, but they're in a passing situation anyway right now. Swagger sets, in trouble, and down he goes at the 30. Alex Canellis, a high school teammate of the aforementioned Greg Coleman, sacks Coleman's quarterback here. So I think that might have been Brian Madison. They look very, very similar in body style. I think that was Brian Madison coming off the left side here. Just takes an inside loop there and stays with it. Just comes free there and finishes it off. It was Madison. His dad, Greg, is the D-line coach at Florida, so he knows a thing about playing the defensive line. The punt away. Here comes Brodell. Not for very long, he doesn't.
Andy Brodell on the return for the Hawkeyes.
Saturday is a full day of college football, and it continues at 3:30 Eastern as Howard Schnellenberger's Florida Atlantic Owls travel to number 18 Clemson for a meeting with the Tigers, who look to build on a strong finish last season. College football presented by Allstate, Saturday on ESPNU. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. Clemson 8-4 overall last year. They beat Colorado in the Champs Sports Bowl. Penalty flags down on 1st down for the Hawkeyes.
Number 76 on the offense.
And Mark, that's something that we didn't see a lot from the Hawkeyes last year. Only 52 penalties last year for 447 yards. That's 4th best in the nation in 2005, and they pick one up here. Very, very disciplined. You know, one of the things I'm seeing here is there's that new rule with the clock starting on change of possessions, and it looks like both offenses are doing a nice job of getting out there, getting set up on the ball. And right there was just a situation where one of the offensive linemen took off just a smidge too early. But that clock management's a definite issue. Brodell in motion. Tate wants to throw. Pump fakes. Now comes to the near side. Swings it out for Young. Does a little dance to get around one tackler and out close to the 35-yard line. Well, this is what you were just talking about, Mark. The clock will start when the ball is ready for play on a change of possession. Guys got to hustle out there a little bit more now.
They really do, and they really think this rule will take 15 to 20 snaps away from an offense over the course of a game. So there is a sense of urgency among these coaches, and I think it's going to be a 2 to 3 week process to kind of get the kinks worked out to figure out exactly how it's going to work out for them. Clock
will start when the foot touches the ball and not when the returning team touches the ball. They think in all maybe 15, 20 plays be paired from the game. This is an incomplete pass to the near sideline for Drew Tate. The intended receiver, Calvin Davis, a senior out of right here in Iowa City.
See, all those old school guys like that rule change because that means their records will probably hold up a little bit longer.
After the play, there was a dead ball. Personal foul. Number 73 on the offense.
There's another penalty on the Hawkeyes.
In the previous spot. 4th down.
Kirk Ferentz and Ken O'Keefe, the offensive coordinator, talking to us yesterday about those rule changes. And Ferentz didn't seem to think it was going to affect the game too much, but you ask his offensive coordinator, he has a different opinion.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we had a nice conversation about that with Coach O'Keefe, and he scripts a lot of plays, and he's trying to find his mix of 50-50, and if you're going to lose 15 snaps with the average offensive series, you get about 70 snaps on offense a game. If that is cut to 55 or so, they got to change their scripts.
3rd down and very long. 26 to go for the 1st down for the Hawkeyes. Tate under pressure and goes down. So Montana, after giving up an 11-play scoring drive, comes back and now forces Iowa to punt. So the Grizzlies doing a pretty good job defensively.
A little pressure on the outside there. Lauren Underbach forces Tate out of the pocket, and Dustin DeLuey is able to come up, finish it off, and Montana should get good field position out of this set.
So Fenstermaker standing inside his own 5-yard line to punt it away. Daniel Ulster, the long snap. Here's Tough Harris. Comes to the right. Gets it short of midfield. Now at midfield is swarmed under by a bunch of black jerseys. So the Grizzlies will have good field possession when we come back. 3:22 to play here in the 1st quarter. The Hawkeyes in their home opener have a 7-0 lead on Montana. We're in Iowa City. College football on ESPNU presented by Allstate. 16th ranked Iowa on top, 7-0 with former tight end of the Hawks, Marv Cook. I'm Clay Matvick. Montana in white and has the football. Iowa in black. Josh Swager and company at the line. They're at the 49 of Iowa. Play action. Throwing deep. Swager going down to the far sideline. There is a collision down there. No penalty flag. And it lands incomplete. The intended receiver, Eric Allen. And Miguel Merrick. Good coverage down there in that far corner.
Broken up by Charles Godfrey.
Also Charles Godfrey in on the coverage.
Really nice play action by Swager. They're taking a shot. This is a great play call. Going to your best receiver on the outside. And Charles Godfrey just has nice position, inside position. The receiver has to fight his way back through the defense. And no call, good no call there by the official.
2nd and 10. Handoff to Coleman. Tries to go around left tackle. Nothing there. If you're just joining us, Albert Young, I guess, has been the story thus far, the running back for the Iowa Hawkeyes. He's looked good as a pass receiver. He's looked good running the football when he's had to.
Iowa fans will be glad they see. I think they see he's got that top end gear again. He's coming off an injury a couple years back, and last year came back at a solid year, but they really expect big things out of him this season. He's so, he's so diversified in his game of being able to catch the screens and the out routes and stuff like that, and then just being a great runner on top of it.
Montana on 3rd down and 8. Swager flushed out of the pocket. Penalty flag down. He keeps. Tries to get close to the 1st down, but I think he's going to be a couple yards short. But there is a penalty on the play. Mike Klinkenborg on that tackle.
And Mike Klinkenborg.
This is going to go against Montana.
Holding. Number 71 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat, third down.
It's Cody Baylog, 6'7", 320 pounds, the biggest offensive lineman for the Grizzlies, makes a mistake there. And now the Grizzlies in a world of hurt. Third down and very long, about 17 to go for the first down. They need to get to the 39
Third and 18
of Iowa.
For Montana at their 43.
This team is throwing the football even more now that the star running back Lex Hilliard lost for the season with a foot injury. Throw here on 3rd and 18. Another sack. Swagger again swarmed under. Mitch King in on the sack for the Hawkeyes.
That'll go down as a sack in the statistics, but that's a covered sack. That's the Iowa defensive backs right there. The 5 guys they had covering. There was no place for Swagger to go with that ball. And you're going to get about 3.5 to 4 seconds if you're lucky. And anytime after that, the defense is going to be getting to the quarterback.
The Hawkeyes going to get it back again here. 2 minutes now to go here in the first quarter. Almost blocked. But Johnson able to get it away, calling for the fair catches, Brodell. And the Hawkeyes will have it at the 10. Let's go to Mike Gleason for a Sports Center U in-game update.
Play John L. Smith of Michigan State entertaining, and Dennis Erickson and the Vandals of Idaho. Drew Stanton 4 for 6, 50 yards, and now that touchdown right there to Kerry Reed. And the Spartans trying to duplicate last year's start, just not their finish. They're on top of the Vandals 7-zip back to Iowa City. Play.
Okay, Mike, thank you very much. Stanton 22 touchdown passes last year. Your thoughts on what we might expect from Michigan State in the Big Ten?
I think they need to have a good year for their coach. I think he's under some pressure there in East Lansing, and it's going to be up to Drew Stanton to carry that offense and to make sure that they're very, very effective in the Big Ten this season.
5 and 6 last year. Albert Young on first down picks up 2 to bring up second down and 8 from the 12. The Hawkeyes, an 11-play scoring drive already in this football game. They lead 7-0. We're 30 seconds away from the end of the first quarter. Tate, play action, rolling to his right, looking downfield. He might run with it. He does. He's got enough for the first down. That's the thing about Tate. He's got some leadership, and there's some pushing and shoving there on the Montana sideline that Tate takes some exception to.
I think linebacker Alex Hawthorne got there a little bit too late as Tate was outside the boundary.
Penalty flag down.
Oh, the toughest thing here is Montana had Iowa back on the 8, and this is going to bring them. Oh, there's 2 penalties.
Trying to figure it out down there. Our referee today, John O'Neill. These are going to offset likely.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Holding against the offense. That'll be half the distance to the goal. After the play, it was a dead ball, late hit out of bounds against the defense. 15 yards from that foul, automatic first down.
Interesting. So the Hawkeyes get a first down out of the deal.
See, I think Alex Hawthorne just coming pursuing to the ball and just doesn't pull off there right at the end. That's a tough one. You know, there's traffic in there and the sidelines right there. I mean, you know, it's one of those deals as a coach. Do you know how upset do you get with a kid for playing aggressive like that? But you know, you got to lay off that quarterback if he's out of bounds.
Alex Hawthorne, a 6'1", 233-pound weak side linebacker out of Mesa, Arizona. He's a junior. First down for the Hawkeyes at the 22. Brodell in motion. Handoff. Coming to the near side is Damian Sims. He had 30 carries last year for almost 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. It's going to be Young and then Sims, Green, and maybe even Brownlee in support for the Hawkeyes out of the backfield.
Sims is a really nice change of pace for Iowa. I think he really gives them a burst. He had a couple really long runs for the Hawkeye offense last year. Iowa offensively last year was 91-0 in the first quarter. 7-0 here. I'm sure Montana would consider that a victory.
We've got a good ball game. 7-0 our score. We've played one in Iowa City. Come on back. ESPNU College Football presented by Allstate. It's an unofficial state holiday every time the Hawkeyes take the field in the home opener. They've got a 7-0 lead after one, but like they expected, they're getting a ball game from Montana.
That's exactly right. I didn't get into that statistic, but last 6 home games at Iowa last season, they led after the first quarter a total of 91 for the Iowa, 0 for the other team. But I know Montana was concerned about the start of this game, but you know, like I said, at 7-0, they got to be pretty comfortable right here.
Second down and 7. Sean Green looking for room to operate. It's going to be a short gain, short of the first down. Tackle made by Tyler Joyce. So Craig Metler in on the stop. Rushing yards. It's been a tough day on the ground for Montana. Iowa just 51. But again, Lex Hilliard, the star running back for Montana, injured his Achilles in practice during the camp. He's out for the year.
I was trying to do the statistic. I think he's accounted for about 29% of Montana's offense the last 3 seasons. So you just can't lose a guy like that and expect to pick it right up from where he left off.
Passing on 3rd and 4, in and out of the hands of Brodell, and almost picked off in the secondary by Jimmy Wilson, the junior out of San Diego. And the Hawkeyes will have to punt.
Good throw by Tate. Andy Brodell, this one just gets through his hands, and Jimmy Williams has a chance to make a big play for his defense. Just wasn't able to come up with it, but a good 3 and out for the Montana Grizzly defense right there.
Fenstermaker to punt. His last punt, 44 yards. Tough Harris awaits at the 30. Fenstermaker. Good punt. Harris eludes one tackler inside the 25, now going to the right. Still on his feet, back out over the 25, penalty flag down. And so is Harris.
For Montana, there's a penalty marker on the field.
Let's see what this one is about. It's going to go against the return team, Iowa.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 25 on the return team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Poor field position to start this series for the Hawkeyes. Saturday night, Al Groh leads his Virginia Cavaliers onto the field for a meeting with Dave Wanstead and the Pittsburgh Panthers. College football presented by Citi, Saturday night at 7 Eastern on ESPNU. For more information, go to ESPN.com. Here's Swatter. Handing off. That's Greg Coleman. I misspoke. I said Iowa. I meant Montana. Here with poor field position to start this series. And talking about the Montana Grizzlies a little bit more, a 1AA power, and Kirk Ferentz said, you know, I expect a good football game with this team. The Hawkeyes just blew out Ball State in the season opener last year, 56-0. He said, no doubt we're going to get a better game from the Grizzlies on Saturday. Play action. Swatter still with it, rolling out to the near side, throws it over the middle. Had a receiver. It should have been caught, but in and out of the hands of the receiver.
Swatter's pass intended
now
for
Stephen Failer.
Steve Failer.
The Grizzlies located in Missoula,
Broken
Montana.
up by Miguel Merrick.
To your point, Clay, though, this is a team that perennially gets to the Division I AA playoffs. They win their conference. I think they've won or shared their conference title the last 8 or 9 or 10 years. So this is a good program. This is a good football team. And, you know, in Montana, they're the only show in town. So it's a lot like Iowa from that standpoint. No pro sports. Montana Grizzlies is the show in Montana.
They are the show. Montana 0 for 3 on 3rd down conversions. On 3rd and 3. Is it caught? Yes. Nice reception by Ryan Bagley. Check that. Eric Allen, the junior out of Oklahoma State, transferred in this year. And Bobby Hauck, the head coach of the Grizzlies, told me yesterday, we don't even worry about junior colleges anymore. We look for Division I transfers.
They really feel they can get a shot in the arm right away with these guys. They do a good job of having a pipeline with these coaches at these Division I programs, and they feel like they can get a good read on what kind of kid they're going to get from their coaches and their connections that way. And like I said, the kids can come in and play immediately, which definitely helps your program.
Passing formation, but they run.
Brady Green, the ball carrier.
Brady Green carries. He is the third string running back. And it's Coleman, Bradshaw, and Green that get the lion's share of the runs for the Grizzlies. Or at least that's what they spec this season with Hilliard out.
2nd and 10.
Bring up 2nd and 10, no game.
Coach Norm Parker, wants to make a team one-dimensional, and that's what they've been able to do so far with Montana. They haven't really got anything going on the running game. And if they feel like they can get you in the passing mode all the time, they got a good chance to beat you. So.
On 2nd and 10, Swagger to the air. Throw and almost intercepted. Miguel Merrick almost picked it off. Let's go to Mike Gleason for a SportsCenter U in-game update.
Clay, check this out. Very interesting. Joe Tarashinsky down between the hedges in Athens, Georgia. 3-and-out, first possession. Mikey Henderson says, no problem. Special teams will help out. Henderson take
10 at the 28.
Georgia getting a scare perhaps from Western Kentucky.
There's definitely a lot more parity in college football. I really felt this game was going to be a good game today, too.
3rd down and 10. Montana at their own 28. Swagger going to the air again as he has been most of the day. Thrown, batted in the air, and caught. Eric Allen had it, lost it, and Greg Coleman comes down with it, but there's a penalty flag down.
Swagger's pass caught by Greg Coleman. There's a penalty marker on the field.
That's going to go against Iowa, so a break for the Grizzlies here.
Pass interference. Number 13 on the defense. Spot of the foul. First down.
Mike Gleason was talking about that crazy play between the hedges. How about that one right here?
Swagger here does a nice job of trying to strong arm this ball in there. I just think Godfrey just gets there a bit early. That's the call anyway. And
the penalty gives Montana
one of those deals, Rick Coleman's got his heads up and goes gets it.
line.
Can't really get a good look at it there, but
here's Coleman on first down. A gain of maybe 3 before being brought down. The linebacking core and that front line for the Hawkeyes. They're going to give him 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8.
By Edmund Miles. Mike Klinkenborg.
When you were talking about Norm Parker, the defensive coordinator for the Iowa Hawkeyes, there is a guy that is very old school. I just
2nd and 8
chuckle listening to him. He's
pretty laid back too. He was pretty calm about losing, Abdul Hodge and Chad Greenway and his 2 starting corners. He seemed really relaxed about it. Was very excited about the guys he had filling in.
Yeah, he likes Humpel, Klinkenborg, and Miles for sure. Some smart guys too. Great play. Swagger on 2nd and 8 is going to run. He is pulled down by Edmund Miles, the aforementioned weak side linebacker. He started last season at outside linebacker and recorded 68 tackles.
Picked up by Edmund Miles.
There is a penalty flag on the play.
On the field.
Holding. Number 63 on the offense. 10 yards from the previous spot. Repeat 2nd down.
It seems like every time Montana tries to get some traction, something like this happens. There's another look at Norm Parker now in his 8th year as defensive coordinator for the Hawkeyes.
Both Iowa coordinators are on the field. Both Montana coordinators are up in the press box with us. So a little bit different philosophies there from these 2 programs.
For Montana at their 32-yard
So now it's 2nd down and 18 for Swagger and company. Long drop back, pressured. He throws it incomplete. Nobody within 10 yards that was eligible anyway to receive that pass.
Intended for Reggie Bradshaw is incomplete.
So it's going to bring up
3rd and 18.
3rd and 18 now.
At the 32.
Tried to run a little delayed screen there, and Ed Miles had that thing read really well and broke on it. No place for Swagger to go with that football.
How difficult is it for Miles to make the move from outside linebacker to weak side? Is that a pretty lateral transition?
That's a great question. I was wondering about that yesterday, and this Ed Miles is an incredible athlete. This guy could probably play safety, for the Hawks, and he is a big hitter. So, as athletic as Ed Miles is, I don't think that's a big transition for him.
Montana 2 for 5 today on 3rd down. Swagger drops back, looks left, fires, caught out of close to the 40-yard line. Receiver Stephen Thaler, true freshman out of Frenchtown, Montana. One of about 3 freshmen, true freshmen on the roster. It's well short of the first down, and the punting unit will come out.
4th and 10 at the 40.
See, that's where those holding penalties, you know, you go from 2nd and 8 to 7, 2nd and 17, you know, you got to try to get it back in small chunks, but, you know, you pick up 10 yards and you're still short of the first down.
Here's a good look at Andy Brodell, standing back inside his 20-yard line to return this kick. Tyson Johnson at his 25 to boot it away. He's got a long of 49 today. This is his 4th punt of the afternoon. Brodell backpedaling, got it. Gets away from a couple of tacklers, but the 3rd one gets him at the 10. And we're going to take a timeout. Just over 10 minutes to go in the first half. The Hawkeyes up 7-0. ESPNU College Football presented by Allstate. We're back at Kinnick Stadium, newly renovated here in Iowa City. 16th ranked Hawkeyes on top of Montana, 7-0. 10 minutes to go here, first half. Drew Tate hands off to his outstanding running back Albert Young, and he tried to cut the corner. Picked up short yardage. Mike Gleason for a SportsCenter U in-game update.
Second and 6 at the 15.
Can't wait to see the highlights in that one tonight. There are going to be a ton of them. Thank you, Mike.
Thanks for a difficult film session the next day, though, for the player.
Handing off here on 2nd down. Albert Young again. It's going to be short of the first down. In on the stop, Tough Harris. Also Mookie Foreman in on the stop. It's going to be 2nd down and about 2.
2 great tackles there by Tough Harris. That first one actually saved Albert Young from turning the corner, and then Tough Harris showing he is kind of a tough guy. Willing to throw his shoulder pads in there and make the tackle.
3rd down and 1. Tony Moiaki, the young tight end that they're so high on here in Iowa City. He's from right to left. Now the handoff. Young may have the first down. Saturday night, the Florida A&M Rattlers will look to avenge last season's loss to the Delaware State Hornets as the 2 MEAC rivals meet the 4th annual Detroit Ford Football Classic. College football primetime tonight at 10 Eastern on ESPNU. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. Coming into the game now, Dominique Douglas, another young wide receiver, a freshman out of Detroit. They're looking for someone to replace Ed Hinkle, a guy who graduated, guy that Kirk Ferentz said had a lot of grit. There are a lot of young candidates for that job. Scott Chandler goes in motion, the tight end. Handoff, 2nd man through. It's Albert Young trying over left tackle there. Nice pickup on first down for Sean Lebsock. Wraps him up. It'll be 2nd and 6.
It's a good example there of the Montana Grizzlies linebackers. They feel like they got a really deep core there. Lebsock's listed as 2nd string, but he's getting a lot of playing time here early and making plays.
Dominique Douglas, wide left. Andy Brodell coming to the near side as the receiver. 5-step drop. Tate has your man. It is Chandler, the tight end, picking up the first down. Out to the 39-yard line. Again, Lebsock in on the stop, but Chandler is a good one. The Hawks' leading receiver last year had over 550 yards and a couple of touchdowns.
What Chandler gives Iowa is he gives them mismatches. You know, they try to put him on a backer, and he's going to win that match almost every single time because he's so agile, and he's able to come inside, press off the inside linebacker, break out, make the catch, and you know, do what tight ends do, and that's move the chains.
He's 6'7", 257. Former wide receiver, but his size justified moving him to the tight end spot. Here he's lined up as a receiver. Play action. Tate drops it off to the flat. There's Albert Young, and room to operate. Look at him go. 30. Inside the 30-yard line to the 26 before he's smashed out of bounds. Colt Anderson on the stop. Otherwise, that's a touchdown for Young, and it would have been his second of the day.
All comes off a play action there, and Tate just does a nice adjustment, gets it out to Young in the flat. Very short throw, long run, and it gives a nice block downfield by one of those Young receivers and picks up an extra 20 yards after that great block.
A gain of 35 yards on the play. You can see the numbers on Young last season. A good one here already today. Young in motion. Wardell had it and dropped it. It's going to be incomplete. Let's go back to Mike Gleason, Sports Center U in-game update. All right, Mike, thank you very much. Another team we should talk about, the Michigan Wolverines. Your thoughts on what they might look like in the Big Ten this season?
You know, that's just Michigan's always going to be Michigan. Ohio State's always going to be Ohio State. And, you know, that's a truly home field advantage, the big house up there.
Tate in the shotgun. Drops back. Now throws to the near side. Has Damian Sims. Sims to the 10. Inside the 10-yard line. The 9th first down of the day for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Harris and Anderson in on the stop.
Wow, that might have been a great play call. Looked like Montana actually might bringing pressure from that side, and Sims just slips that block, runs it out to the flat, and picks up a convoy there. There comes a big offensive lineman out in front of him. Great play call into a blitz or a pressure look on the strong side there.
Damian Sims worked out at a cornerback last year before switching back to running back. I think they like him in this role better.
Yeah, he really made that adjustment. Didn't like the cornerback position, and he's done a great job since he's come back to the running back.
Here's Tate on first down and goal from the 9. Looking to the end zone. Touchdown! Trey Strauss, the redshirt freshman out of Avon Lake, Ohio.
I think it was actually the true freshman, Dominic Douglas. Big, tall receiver. Comes in off the play action and gets a slant route and takes it home.
Second passing touchdown. Yes, it is Douglas. And the Hawkeyes with a 2-touchdown lead now. And it's Siegner knocking it through. It's 14-0. So Dominique Douglas, second passing touchdown today for Drew Tate. 14-0 Hawks.
Kicking off for the Hawkeyes,
16th ranked Iowa now on top, 14-0. Dominique Douglas, a 9-yard touchdown catch from Drew Tate. Tate's second touchdown pass. It was a 9-play, 89-yard drive. 3 minutes and 37 seconds. Siegner kicks it to the end zone, and it's going to be no return. We're at Niall Kinnick Stadium, newly renovated and newly rededicated. Montana and 16th ranked Iowa with former Hawkeye tight end Marv Cook on Clay Matthew. And the Hawkeyes getting a game from Montana, but moving the football very well here today. 2 long sustained drives for the Hawkeyes.
That's exactly right. That last one was 89 yards. I mean, make Iowa have a long field, but Iowa was able to just execute and make the plays.
Josh Swagger going back to work for the Grizzlies. He's had a little bit tougher time moving the football. And this one is intercepted. Mike Humpel. Kirk Ferentz says he would have been a starter if Chad Greenway hadn't blocked this way. He's very impressive here, picking off the Swagger pass.
You know, Mike Humpel's he's a very smart kid, plays inside linebacker, and that is truly an amazing play by an inside linebacker, staying with that ball after the first, bobbled a little bit on the first touch, but goes and stays with it, goes down and gets it. Unbelievable play for an inside linebacker.
Nobody's standing in his way this year. He played in 12 games last year, made 25 tackles. He is the starter now as Greenway has gone on to the Minnesota Vikings, of course not playing this year because of injury. Tate throws it out on first down. Pass is incomplete. It was intended for Kenan Christian. Third string receiver. Depth chart for Kirk Ferentz. They got second down and 10. If Iowa can put one in the end zone here, really be in charge in this football game. After Montana staying with them there for the first quarter, 7-0 after one.
Yeah, definitely put a lot of stress on that Montana offense. They've been struggling so far early in the game, and to be down 21-0 at this point would definitely be a big lead to come back from.
Young Malone setback. Play action. Take pressure. And he's going to run it out of bounds. He's being chased by Mike Murphy. At defensive end at a Great Falls, Montana. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7.
That's what makes Drew Tate so special. I mean, that is a prototypical Drew Tate play right there. I mean, Mike Murphy, an unbelievable pass rusher, comes free, and Tate somehow is able to see him up in the back of his head and is able to avoid him and actually pick up some positive yards on that play.
Montana 3 for 7 on 3rd down today. Excuse me, Iowa. 3 receivers set here for the Hawkeyes. Sean Green in the backfield. Tate steps up, walks it to the end zone, has his tight end open. A little bit too tall, intended for Scott Chandler. And when you're too tall to Scott Chandler, that's saying something. He's 6'7".
Good coverage there by Montana. Makes Tate have to try to go over the top with it. Just not enough room to feather it in there. But that's just good coverage by the Montana secondary.
So we're going to see the field goal unit come on for the Iowa Hawkeyes for the first time. It's Austin Siegner. He'll attempt a 41-yarder. Again, Kyle Schlicker out with a leg string. It's up, and it is good. His first field goal as a college football player. And the Hawkeyes increase their lead to 17-0. 5:29 to go here in Iowa City. Back after this. In their first meeting since 1954, the 16th ranked Iowa Hawkeyes on top of Montana 17-0. Austin Siegner just kicked a 41-yarder to make it 17-0. He's going to kick off now.
Nothing makes a starter healthy than your backup playing well.
That's right. Rob Schulte and Reggie Bradshaw back deep. No chance on this one. Oh, that looks impressive too to the coaching staff, I'm sure.
That's with a 1-inch tee this year. They actually moved the tee from 2 inches to 1 inch in college football, and one of the new rules that they've added, and to be able to still knock it out of the back of the end zone is pretty impressive.
And I think that's another reason, to do that, to quicken the speed of the game, I guess. If there aren't as many touchbacks and things like that, they'll keep the game moving. There's Schlicker right there. He's got a leg strain, so he's not going to kick today.
I don't think he's too worried. He's a pretty good player.
Greg Coleman, the ball
Coleman
carrier.
on first down, a short gain. Let's go to Mike Gleason for a Sports Center U in-game update. So now the Bulldogs starting to pull away. It's close for a while. As was this one. It's now 17-0 though. Iowa on top. We're late in the first half. Here's Swatter. He's going to slide down close to the 30-yard line. Close to a first down. We'll see if he got it. Here's a look at the ESPNU All-State Standings Review. Ohio State for the first time in a long time. Preseason #1.
That's amazing with the bodies they lost last year to the NFL, and to be able to be ranked #1 this early in the season with as few as question marks as they do have on that defense.
AP poll: Ohio State, Texas, Notre Dame, USC, Auburn, all national champion candidates this season. They're short of the first down, so on 3rd and inches, Coleman's going to pick it up.
By Mike
Klinkenborg in on the tackle. He's filling the shoes of Abdul Hodge, now a Green Bay Packer.
Good thing about that possession right there, they're able to move the chains, get 3 more snaps, work a little bit more clock off before the half here. If Montana can get a score here before the half, we still got a good ball game going in the second half.
Just the 3rd first down for the Montana Grizzlies here today. Passing formation. On first down, it's not unusual for the Grizzlies. Swager looking to his left, throws, has a man. It's caught by Eric Allen. Charles Godfrey, the right corner, steps up to make the tackle. He had 35 last year as a safety. He's at the cornerback spot this season.
Yeah, we talked about that's a unique transition to go from free safety to corner. But talking to a couple of the Iowa people, they think he might be the fastest guy on their defense.
So the first time here today, back-to-back first downs for the Grizzlies, and this is what Bobby Hauck, I'm sure, wants to start seeing, some movement of the football for the Grizzlies. Hand off. Again, it's nowhere to go. Coleman had some off-field trouble here in Iowa, specifically in Ames. Just needed a change of scenery, and I guess he fell in love with the beauty of Missoula, Montana.
Yeah, I think a week after he decided to join them, he saw their schedule and saw that Iowa was picking him up and was going to come back home. And I mean, we talked about it earlier with Lex Hilliard being out, the opportunity to come in here and be able to play and try to help his new team have some success has probably got to be a great feeling for him.
It's the 3rd time in his college career he's going up against the Hawkeyes. First time with Montana. Man in motion is Dan Bowden, tight end. Swager cocks his arm, fires out to midfield, has a man. Ryan Bagley short of midfield before he is covered up.
Swager's pass is complete to Ryan Bagley.
Bagley, a junior out of Great Falls, 6'4", 210 pounds.
Well
short of a first down. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 2.
4th and 2.
Bagley's that good possession receiver you can always count in these types of situations. Second and mid-range. Bagley's the guy that's going to go work over the middle of the field, catch the tough ball in traffic for you.
This is a big play for Montana. They want to get on the board here before halftime. Listen to this Iowa crowd getting behind their Hawks. 4-man front for Iowa. Swager. Nice catch. Holy cow. Eric Allen went out and brought that back into his body. And it's a first down for the Grizz.
Eric Allen transferred from Oklahoma State, you know, Big 12 football, and does a nice job with the slant, forcing it, getting back inside, going out and catching his hands. You're right. Big time play by a big time player right there.
10-yard pickup here.
You run a 3-step slant like that, your key is to get back inside that defender, and he was able to do that, and Swager was able to put it inside on him.
Allen gets it out to the 40. First down for Swager. From the shotgun. To the far sideline. Caught this time by Rob Schulte, a sophomore receiver, and a little if no gain before Klinkenberg wraps him in. And now Montana wants a timeout. Bobby Hauck is going to call his quarterback over to talk some things over.
Good time for it. Still got a lot of 110 with the 2-minute offense. Still got time. Make sure you get a good solid couple plays here and keep your offense in good position.
All right, let's join Mike Gleason in the studio for a Sports Center U in-game update and telling us what's coming up at halftime.
They also know their purchase benefits the more than 600 student athletes at the University of Iowa. Show your pride and support the Hawkeyes at the same time. Shop at the official Iowa Hawk Shop. The Iowa Hawkeyes join Regency Homes in reminding fans of the 6 pillars of character and to show respect for today's
Mike, Steve, looking forward to it. Thank you very much. Football is back, and on a beautiful day like this, makes you feel good, I'll tell you. Big day here in Iowa, the rededication of Niall Kinnick Stadium. Just a hero here in this part of the state.
Without a doubt. It was a very emotional ceremony yesterday in the north end with Krause Plaza. Just a truly great day. They had a P-4 plane that Niall Kinnick fly over. A truly great day for Iowa football fans.
See the facelift, $86 million project, 75,000 fans here, 18th consecutive sellout. Swagger on 2nd and 9, coming to his left, throws for the sideline, and it's broken up. Pass intended for Ferreter. And Miguel Merrick got in the way.
Merrick's done a great job today. Twice he's done that, where he's just falling in behind the receiver and going up the last second, knocking the ball away. Perfect position by Merrick.
There's a penalty flag on this play. Let's hear from John O'Neill.
Clipping, number 71 on the offense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat, second down.
This is what's been tripping Montana up. Again, hard to get traction when you're dropping passes, committing penalties.
That's exactly right. You get down the red zone, and then that happens. I mean, it just moves you back 15 yards. And that's one of their most experienced offensive linemen is Baylog. So you expect that out of one of the younger guys, but not your seasoned guys.
So that moves Montana back into their own territory. Call it the 46. So it's 2nd and 24. Already the 6th penalty against Montana. Swagger. It's incomplete. Trying to hook up there with Ryan Bagley. Bring up 3rd down.
On the coverage. 3rd and 24.
Unique play call. They fake the jailbreak screen to the left and then actually try to come out with a little slip screen to the right. And Iowa defensively just had it smothered.
Montana 3 of 7 today on 3rd down. Got a long one here.
I think you got to try to find your guy Eric Allen. He's made a bunch of plays for you already today. Just come back and let him make a play for you. You know, that's just, you know, third and long. Let your players go out and do what they want to do and showcase themselves.
4 receivers set. Flushed out of the pocket, penalty flag down, throws incomplete. That time he went for Mike Ferreter. Good coverage in the secondary, but there is a flag down, and it's on Montana again.
Holding, number 79 on the offense. That penalty's declined. 4th down.
It's Colin Dow, the right guard, sophomore out of Billings, with the holding call.
That's a testament to the front 4 of Iowa. They're rushing 4 guys, and you know, you put pressure on with 4, you got a chance to be successful. And a lot of times that's, you know, just one of those front guys up there, Matt Kroll, you know, Madison just causing some problems, and the offensive lineman reaches out and grabs him and brings him down.
Bobby Houck is usually in pretty good humor, but that'll make his hair curl.
Yeah, that's one thing head coaches do not like is offensive penalty, especially when they're down there close to getting some points on the board.
Tyson Johnson to punt. Rodell back to return it. He's going to let it bounce inside the 5. It takes an Iowa roll, but Montana quick down there to cover. Log on to your new online source for all things college sports, ESPNU.com. This brand new online service is going to be a gateway to all college sports content from ESPN, combining the latest news with an expanded collection of new exclusive materials, scores, columns, video and audio highlights, podcasts, live streaming of games, and much, much more. Log on to ESPNU.com today. ESPNU.com. You been on that website yet?
You know, I have, and it's truly amazing. I consider myself technologically inept.
You're on the information superhighway.
My verbal skills are a little inept today too, but yeah, it's truly amazing. There's so much information on there. You really feel like, oh my gosh, I should know more than that.
And it's about college stuff. You're not going to find the NHL, the NBA on there. It's all about the U, college sports. Iowa running from deep in their own territory on 1st down. It's Albert Young. He's been getting the lion's share of the work for the Hawkeyes. Tough Harris, the corner, steps up to wrap it up. That's going to do it for the first half. BNU College Football presented by Allstate, the home opener for the 16th ranked Iowa Hawkeyes, and they're on top of Division I AA powerhouse Montana 17-0 at the break. Mark Cook, let's talk about the first half.
The highlights have been all Iowa. You see Chandler and Brodell sweeping across the right side, but allows Albert Young to sweep down the left side and make the easy touchdown catch there.
Albert Young was impressive as a runner and as a pass receiver in that first half, but then he hooked up with Dominique Douglas, a freshman.
True freshman, taking the red shirt off him and making a big play in his first outing.
Josh Swagger having some trouble moving the football. Here he's picked up by Mike Humpel, the outside linebacker. And you take a look at the first half stats. That Humpel interception, by the way, led to a field goal, 17-0 at the break. And the rushing yards, the passing yards, penalties, everything in favor of Iowa in that first half.
It's actually not as one-sided as I thought it would have been a little bit. I mean, you know, Montana's just got to try to way to get a spark in that offense. There's been no spark whatsoever with their offense, and they need to find a way to make something happen and get themselves back into this ballgame.
Austin Siegner to kick off for Iowa here to start the second half. Rob Schulte inside the 10 brings it out for Montana. And Bobby Hauck, the head coach of the Montana Grizzlies, said that we need to play a perfect game to shock the world today. And right now, I'd say they're not playing a perfect game.
Yeah, they just haven't made the opportunities when they had them. Tyler Joyce had a chance for an interception early on in the game and didn't make the play. And Jimmy Wilson had one opportunity. But those are the types of plays you have to make if you're going to beat a team like Iowa on the road. So Montana's got to let their plays start making, you know, their superstars start making those big plays. And until they do, Iowa's defense is going to have their way with them.
Also going to have to cut down on the penalties. 6 penalties for 65 yards against Montana in that first half. Here's our first look at Josh Swager and the Montana offense in the second half. Play going nowhere. Greg Coleman hits a brick wall. Mitch King leading the way for the Hawkeyes. We talk more about the quarterbacks here. Swager in the first half. Tough day so far. Drew Tate. Nothing flashy, but certainly consistent.
Very workmanlike, just managing the offense, making the throws he has to make. There's been a few drops in there for Iowa, but very workmanlike day so far for Drew Tate.
Swager now out of the shotgun. Got to get out to the 33-yard line for a first down here. Swager pressured, got it away in time underneath to Coleman. 6', 235-pound running back makes the catch before Edmund Miles is there to bottle him up. Move it about 5 yards on that play, but it's still 3rd down and long.
I mean, that seemed like a lot, though, but, you know, 3rd and long versus 3rd and 17, or 3rd and 8 versus 3rd and 17, the statistics for converting those go up substantially. So it was a good positive play by Swager and Coleman to get positive yards out of that and give them a, you know, manageable 3rd and 8 here.
Swager, who passed for over 1,800 yards and 17 touchdowns in 3 seasons before transferring in from Washington State, is 3 for 8 on 3rd down today. Here he throws, has a man, first down Montana. Out to the 44-yard line, Eric Allen with the catch.
Eric Allen might be the answer. He's made about 4 or 5 great catches for this offense, and that's a big chunk right there. Big, strong throw by Swager there. It all starts with the protection. Pretty good pocket here by the Grizzlies. He's able to step up, make the big strong arm throw, and Eric Allen goes up, protects it, makes the play.
21-yard hookup. They're actually going to spot it at the 45. First down and 10 for Montana. The Grizzlies down 17-0. First possession here of the second half. Pitch it back. Coleman. Nowhere to go there. It's Brian Madison, the defensive end, shooting into the backfield. It's going to be a loss on the play. 2nd down and 15 as we learn more about the University of Montana, located in Missoula, Montana. 13,000 plus enrollment. Big Sky Conference. Boy, they've dominated that Big Sky in recent years.
They've really had their way out there. Just a good, solid staff, and even before Coach Hawk came on board, they've just had a great tradition.
Archie Bunker. Wow. The famous grad from Montana, Carroll O'Connor, went to school in Missoula. Swager hurdles out of a tackle, now gives it away, incomplete down the far sideline. Holy cow. Josh Swager is running around for his life back there. In pursuit, Alex Canellis.
You want to be a quarterback in big-time conference. You got people lying at your feet there. Good effort there, but this is Alex Canellis, West High grad, right here in Iowa City, applying the final tag to Swager to get him down.
Yeah, he got his feet wet in 2005. He played in 11 games. You got to believe there are a ton of people in this stadium happy to see him getting a shot as a starter now with the Hawkeyes.
Teammate with Greg Coleman, the running back from Montana here at West High.
Opportunity to convert on 3rd down for Swager. Sends a man in motion. 4 receiver look here for the Grizzlies. Hidden pressure. And again goes down. Mitch King from behind takes him down to the turf.
Iowa fans know this guy all too well. This guy came on last year like gangbusters. Mitch King, but this is just effort. Just a bull rush up the middle. Iowa's rushing 4 and you got 5 protectors. This is just good defensive pressure by the Iowa front 4. And like I talked about, if Coach Parker can get pressure with his front 4, it allows these other 7 guys to be in coverage, and that's what Iowa's been able to do so far this game.
King, honorable mention, all Big Ten last year. 10 of his 60 tackles were for loss a season ago. Brodell fields this punt at the 22. Moves it out to the 35 and now moved back. But Iowa again with decent field position here to start with the football in the second half. Saturday is a full day of college football, and it continues at 3:30 Eastern as Howard Schnellenberger's Florida Atlantic Owls travel to number 18 Clemson for a meeting with the Tigers. They had a strong finish last season. They're going to try and build off that. College football presented by Allstate on ESPNU. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. All right, here's Drew Tate and a decent first half. Under center now here in the third quarter. Brodell moving. Hand off. First carry of the second half for Albert Young. He had 52 yards on the ground in the first half, but he was very impressive as a receiver. 44 receiving yards and that touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, it was those yak yards, too. The yards after catch. Did a nice job of just catching those little flat routes and turned them up. One of them was about a 25-yard gain after his catch, and the other was for a touchdown.
You're a big guy. I know you were known for some yak yards in your day.
I used to look for a nice place to lay down. I'd take my first hit and get down as quick as possible.
Now you're in broadcasting. You're just known for yakking.
That's it.
Brodell again moving. Again, handoff to Young. Almost the same play. And he may have enough for a first down. Oh, Montana says they haven't. Waiting for official confirmation. Still no word. Montana football. There's a big break for the Grizzlies.
Huge break. Look at Craig Mettler, number 50, one of the interior defensive linemen, came up with it.
Craig Mettler, a sophomore out of Walla Walla, Washington.
What you want to do is cover the points. You got the front of the ball and the back of the ball. You want to cover them both up. But Montana, there's 3 or 5. Look at that. 5, 6 guys from Montana in on that tackle. That's team defense. And you get guys to the ball like that, put your helmet on the ball, chances are the ball's coming out.
Second Iowa fumble, first that they've turned over. Break here for the Grizzlies as they've got it in Iowa territory.
Timeout. The previous play is being reviewed.
Now we're going to get a review, our first review of 2006. And that brings up a talking point. It's another one of the NCAA rules changes. Coach's challenge when video replay is being used. One coach can challenge. As Iowa is calling for the challenge here. And here's a look at the new rule. One coach's challenge per team per game. Team must have and call the timeout to inform the referee they want a challenge. And if the call is reversed, timeout is preserved, but the challenge is lost. And just 1 per game. It's got to be indisputable.
It's kind of interesting watching Coach Ferentz. His attention was deferred from the playing field to the Jumbotron up on this.
Actually, it wasn't Ferentz who called this. It was the technical advisor up here in the new press box that wanted another look at this.
This is going to be hard to tell from that angle. There's just a lot of bodies in there. And Albert Young's, this might be a better shot of it, but fighting for extra yards. Here come those extra hats.
Oh, no doubt about it. I think that ball was loose before his knee went down.
I mean, the thing that's most impressive to me is, I mean, there's 5 guys from Montana there on the ball. And that's how you play team defense if you want to be successful. And when you get guys hustling the balls like that, you get the turnovers like that.
Kirk Ferentz. It's going to stay. So that's an official challenge. Iowa then still has a challenge remaining in this game, correct?
That should be the way it goes. Yes, Coach Ferentz should still have a timeout. As long as he has a timeout, he can make another challenge. A lot of times on these sudden changes, sudden change of possession, a lot of offenses like to take a shot down the field and try to make a big play off the turnover.
Opportunity for Montana to get back in this football game. Hardly out of it, down 17-0. Swatter throws it. As a receiver, it's the tight end, Dan Bowden. And it's going to be short of a first down, but good pickup on first down. Bring up second down and 3.
Quarterback runs that boot action. You turn your back to the defensive end, and you really hope he's going for the play action. And Brian Madison didn't fall for it all there and came up and forced Schwager to throw it quickly and delivered a good hit on him.
Four receivers. They're going to run. Coleman. Much to get there. Let's go to Mike Gleason in studio for a SportsCenter U in-game update. All right, Mike, thank you very much. Certainly, Big Ten doesn't have a problem with inexperienced quarterbacks. We've got 8 returning. Meanwhile, Josh Swatter under center. Third down and 1. Crowd getting into it again. Throws. Receiver has it again. It's Eric Allen. When called upon today, Allen has been the guy.
He stepped up. You know, we talked about the transfer from Oklahoma State. So he's been in the big game before. And to come out and, you know, to see this venue isn't anything to him. And he's just running really crisp routes, and Swagger's throwing the ball on time. And if you do that effectively, you're going to have good results.
So the ball now at the 27 of Iowa. Montana trying to get on the scoreboard. They trailed since the opening quarter. It was 7-0 Iowa after 1. 17-0 at the half. Swagger threw it underneath, and Coleman couldn't hang on to it. It might have been thrown a little bit behind him.
Ball was in traffic. I tell you, as a running back or a tight end crossing over the middle late, that's and the ball's coming out. That's not a friendly place to be.
Coleman is a guy who helped the Iowa State Cyclones beat the Hawkeyes last year, and yeah, it was thrown just a little bit behind him. They like big running backs at Montana because of their blocking responsibility with all the passing. That's why they were happy to see Greg Coleman come on board. Swagger sends a man in motion. Handoff here. It's Reggie Bradshaw going straight ahead. Bradshaw called upon very often here today.
Nice little burst in there by Bradshaw, just tucking it in there. Little shuffle step and then getting the ball and going north and south quickly.
Another guy that transferred in for Montana. He was injured in 2005 and did not have a carry for the Louisville Cardinals last year. Finds himself in Missoula as well. So it's 3rd and 5, a big play here in the football game. If Montana wants to get back in this one, here's a great opportunity, and maybe one of their last. Swagger throws, has a man, first down. Mike Ferreter with the catch, steps out of bounds after picking up the first.
That was a big-time throw. Brian Madison's coming free here and forces Swagger on the outside. Look at this, rolling to the right, even giving ground, throws it right on the money to Ferreter. Perfect throw.
Ferreter, one of the starting wideouts, a sophomore from Helena, 6'1", 202, and a big catch, maybe the biggest of the day for the Montana Grizzlies. They're at the 14 now, knocking on the door. Pump fake to the end zone, looking for Allen. Penalty flag down. Is this pass interference? It looks like it. Charles Godfrey back there covering Allen, and he gets flagged.
Pass interference. Number 13 on the defense. By rule, the ball will be spotted at the 2-yard line. First down.
Talked about it, the 4th least penalized team in the country last year. This is a big penalty against the Hawks.
Very Desmond. The 3-step slant, they pump it, and then Chambers goes to the back, or receiver goes to the back of the end zone. It's just one of those things where runs up the back of the receiver. You got to turn and find that ball because they'll call it every time he's run up the back of the receiver like that.
Eric Allen has been a big player here today for Montana. Didn't make a catch there, but still factors in a big moment. Swager rolling out to his right. He's got a lot of room in front of him. Keeps it. Dives down at the 2. He's hit hard. Brian Madison in on the stop as Swager gets it inside the 2. It's going to be at about the 1.5-yard line.
Nose hurt too. Brian Madison forced him back up to Mike Humpel. Mike Humpel finishes him off, and you got your body laying on the ball, and then you got a linebacker laying on the ball as well. It's that's painful for a quarterback.
And this would really breathe some life into Montana. 2nd down and goal. Penalty flags everywhere.
Like the left tackle might have got up out of his stance a little bit early there.
Prior to the snap. False start. Number 79 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
So they're flagging Colin down. Number 79, the 318-pound sophomore guard out of Billings. And again, penalties hurt Montana consistently throughout the first half. And when you're knocking on the door of one of the better teams in the Big Ten, down 17-0, you can't have that happen.
That's a great point. I mean, this is the one thing about this offense, though. I mean, you're down in the red zone. Actually, 5-yard penalty here might give them a little bit more room with the passing game to find some openings, lanes back there.
Bowden in motion. Now sets again on the right side. Pump fake. Swager has some time. Throws to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown, Montana. Who else but Allen? He has made some acrobatic catches here today. That one for a touchdown. Montana's back in it.
He did 3 things in this play in the matter of a millisecond that were unbelievable. It does not get any better than what you just saw right there in that play.
7-yard touchdown reception, Eric Allen. And Dan Carpenter comes on for the point after. Spot, kick, and it's good. And just like that, Montana is back in this one.
Ball game.
17-7 with 6:44 to go in the 3rd quarter. Josh Swager and the Montana Grizzlies hoping to shock the world today, as they've been talking about. Montana capitalizes on an Iowa fumble. They go 8 plays, 44 yards, and Swager hooks up with Eric Allen to make this one 17-7. Allen very impressive. Those guys are going to do some damage in 1AA.
It's kind of a nice little hook up there. I mean, definitely making their mark.
Carpenter kicks off. And bringing it back, Sean Green, but there's a penalty flag down again. 2nd half has had some penalties here. It's against the return team, Iowa.
During the return, holding number 43 on the return team. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. 1st down. Timeout.
So Iowa will have it inside the 20 when we come back. ESPNU College Football presented by Allstate. Coming your way from Niall Kinnick Stadium in Iowa City, Iowa, the home opener for the Iowa Hawkeyes. And they're on top of Montana, but it's a game now. 17-7, our score. 6:34 rather to go here in quarter number 3. Marv Cook, I'm Clay Matfick. And rolling out here on 1st down is Drew Tate. Nobody home. Incompletion. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. We're happy to be joined up in the booth. The new press box here at Niall Kinnick Stadium by Director of Athletics at the University of Iowa, Gary Barta. And Gary, congratulations on the new job. 1 month on the job. How you liking it so far?
I like it just fine. Obviously, it's a great day. I'd like the score to be a little bit further apart, but I know it's good for ratings. So, but it's a beautiful new stadium, so it's great to be here.
It's not a completely new stadium, but certainly a lot of money went into renovations. And you're thoughts on the results?
Well, the fans, as we take a look at another positive play, I can't help but make a comment. The fans love it. You know, the concourses are wider, the concession stand's been renovated, and we're standing in a brand new press box that you know, obviously is an important part of paying for it, and we've sold out all the suites and all the club seats, so it's first class, and it worked out just fine.
You were at Wyoming before getting this job. Your wife is from Iowa. You've got strong Iowa ties. I would have to think that this might be a dream job for you.
It absolutely is a dream job for us. It's a chance for us to come home, and that's the way that we looked at it, and the people of Iowa have welcomed us back, and it's been a lot of fun.
We've had some great success in your career, and certainly you inherit a great situation here where Kirk Ferentz is locked up for long term, and the program's in great shape, the football program.
Well, it absolutely is, and the thing we talk about, as great as it is, we're going to strive to get better every day. Coach would love to go to a Rose Bowl and someday a national championship, and so that's what we'll continue to strive for. This stadium is a great start. Our outdoor practice facility, our indoor facilities, all those facilities coming along to put us in a position to be a great football team.
We rededicated Niall Kinnick Stadium yesterday. Here's a little bit of what that sounded like and looked like.
We are extremely appreciative. I say it all the time. I think
And Kirk Ferentz had some words, and there is the statue that they unveiled. And your thoughts on that statue and the flyby yesterday in that World War II plane?
Well, it gave everybody there goosebumps because it's just part of our tradition and our history. And you see there that Niall Kinnick has books in his hand, and that's one of the great things about the University of Iowa and the Big Ten Conference, the combination of the student athlete, academics, athletics, the great tradition. And Niall Kinnick represents what's great about the University of Iowa.
Big play here for the Hawkeyes. There is a flag on the play. Brodell with the reception. But there is a flag down.
Offside. Number 21 on the defense.
It's against
Penalties
Montana.
decline. First down.
Decline that. It's down to the 10 here, Marv.
Definitely. I mean, that's just play action pass, and Tate just trusting in his big, tall receiver, Brodell, going downtown. It all starts with Albert Young right there, the play action. And Tate just got great confidence in Brodell to go up and throw the ball up to him. This is double coverage. Brodell just goes up and wants it more, goes up and gets it, and makes a huge play for the offense.
This is exactly what Iowa's looking for after the scoring drive by Montana, trying to answer right back. Here is Albert Young with the carry. Thank you, Gary. We appreciate it, and we wish you the best of luck in your new job here at Iowa.
I appreciate it, and thanks again for having us, and ESPN's been great to us over the years. We look forward to a long partnership. Marv, good to see you again.
Great seeing you again.
Gary Barta, Director of Athletics here at the University of Iowa, just on the job 1 month and happy to be here. The Iowa Hawkeyes knocking on the door. 2nd down and 6.
Going back to that play to Brodell, that's just great confidence in Brodell by Tate because he threw that ball into double coverage.
Pumps, throws. Oh, Brodell almost had it, but again, double coverage there. But Tate's pass was right there.
Fired it in between two defenders. Brodell is the only guy that's got a chance to make that play, and that's what you want to do as a quarterback. Get your receiver a chance to make a play, and unfortunately, Brodell wasn't able to bring that one in. Well, he threaded that one in there right there. That was a big-time throw by Drew Tate.
He's not very tall, just 6 foot. He always says he wishes he were taller. 192 pounds, but he's got grit, and he's got a very strong, accurate arm. Tate on 3rd down and goal from the 6. 3 receivers. He's going to throw again to the end zone. Lobs it up. Touchdown, Scott Chandler. 6-yard touchdown pass. 3rd touchdown pass of the day for Drew Tate. I know you like good, big tight ends, and Chandler's one of the best in the Big Ten, maybe in the country.
You know, a John Mackey Award recipient potential down the road, and that's 6'7" versus 5'10" on Colt Anderson, and that is a big-time mismatch, and Drew Tate took advantage of it.
Here comes Siegner on to kick the extra point. Fenstermaker holds, and it's good. It's now 24-7 as Iowa answers back after the Montana drive. 4:07 to go, 3rd quarter. And the Hawkeyes have a commanding lead. Watching ESPNU College Football presented by Allstate. 4:07 to go, 3rd quarter. With Marv Cook, former All-American tight end at Iowa on play. Matvick. There's Scott Chandler, 6-yard touchdown catch from Drew Tate, his 3rd TD pass today. And there is going to be no return on this one again as Siegner has looked good. All right, let's go to Mike Gleason for a SportsCenter U in-game update. Erickson's back in Idaho. You can go home again, I guess.
It looks like it. I mean, he's definitely got him playing hard today.
Swagger to throw on first down to the far sideline. Got a hook up there. It's a short pickup. Dan Bowden, the tight end out of Knoxon, Montana, with the catch. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 7 after the 3-yard play.
I think one of the things you'll see out of Montana is these young tight ends. They got 2 true freshmen and 2 redshirt freshmen. As they develop along the season, it's just going to help that offense become more potent because they're going to just have more weapons as they spread the field out.
After that 8-play, 81-yard touchdown drive for the Hawkeyes, Montana trying to answer back and stay in this football game. They pitch it back on 2nd down. It's Bradshaw. Another short pickup. Saturday night, Al Groh leads his Virginia Cavaliers onto the field for a meeting with Dave Wannstedt and the Pittsburgh Panthers. College football presented by Citi, Saturday night at 7 on ESPNU. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. Dave Wannstedt.
Didn't have the success that Charlie Weiss had making the transition from the NFL to college. But
not yet, anyway.
That's exactly right.
It's a big 3rd down again for Montana, 36. Had some big 3rd down conversions on their scoring drive, and this one's going to fall short. Adam Shada, good coverage over there. He is the junior out of Omaha, Nebraska, started 3 games last year. And they keep Montana from picking it up.
Smart play by Adam Shada. You know, 3rd and 6, let them catch the 4-yard route, but just come up and smother it, make sure they don't get it turned up, and Shada's in perfect position to run him out of bounds there and get him on the ground.
Brodell back to return this punt from Tyson Johnson. Johnson from his own 12. Brodell to the 35 to the 40. Not to the 43-yard line. Good field position again for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Back to Mike Gleason for a SportsCenter U in-game update.
Allied Insurance is proud to support the Allied Insurance, Big Brother, Big Sisters, like First Kids. Allied Insurance, Big Brother, Big Sisters in the University of Iowa encourage you to become a member.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. Here in Iowa, it's 24-7. Hawkeyes on top of Montana. Drew Tate going back to work. Has just moved to number 2 on the all-time touchdown passing list with 46 connections. Swings it out here to the near side. It's Albert Young, the running back. You know, he has looked good as a receiver out of the flat today into Montana territory. A pickup of 11 and a 1st down.
These are one of the hardest throws to make. The one running back swinging on the outside, and Tate just puts it right on Albert Young's fingertips. Great catch. Look at those feet. Always keeps his feet moving and his head looking down the field. Outstanding game thus far with Albert Young.
On 1st down from the 46. The throw again. Tate pumps, now releases. Big pickup there. Dominique Douglas, who scored a 1st-half touchdown, a big catch, the freshman out of Detroit. And, you know, on 1st down, the Hawkeyes have been very impressive today.
Dominic Douglas wearing number 88. Clinton Solomon last year wore that same number. Very same build-wise, big, tall, lanky guy. Well, the greatest thing he did there is Tate threw it on his back shoulder. He adjusted to it. The defender wasn't able to. And Dominic Douglas went up with both hands, made the catch, and got it down.
Last year on 1st down, the Hawkeyes averaged 7 yards of play. And there was a pickup of 30 on 1st down. Albert Young bangs his way inside the 15-yard line. A pickup of 3, 2nd down and 7. We talked about Drew Tate at the beginning of the broadcast and throughout the first half and a lot of the day. And, you know, the numbers are the reason. You know, Drew Tate continues to be so impressive. That's why people are saying he's a legitimate Heisman Trophy candidate.
Without a doubt, he's very electric, and he's really come on here in the third quarter, made some big-time throws, trusted in Brodell, and now to Dominic Douglas, and really leading his offense and making bigger plays, you know, bigger yards, 25, 30-yard chunks now that Iowa's getting, you know, 7, 8 in the first half. He
drained a hole-in-one at an Iowa Athletics golf outing this summer. And for about 5 minutes, Tate thought he had won a car, but that would have been an NCAA violation, so no car. But it was a 7-iron from 193 yards out. That's the end of the third quarter. Iowa 24, Montana 7. ESPNU College Football presented by Allstate. And Iowa hoping to land the haymaker. They're in the red zone again, up 24-7. Tate hands off to Young, cuts the corner or tries to on the right side, dancing around, look at him go. Helmet comes off. Holy cow, he's down inside the 5. We were talking about grit earlier. That's the definition of the word right there.
Oh my goodness, Albert Young.
Listen to this crowd.
Oh,
let's hear this.
Tate with a hard count. Here comes Albert Young on the outside. Listen to this.
At least his head wasn't in the helmet.
I think Albert Young made a couple guys miss at least twice there.
Second team all Big Ten last year, over 1,300 rushing yards, some of them tough like those. Young now 18 carries, 88 on the ground. 3 receivers set. Tate, play action, has time. A calendar worth of time, now close to the end zone, incomplete. Intended receiver there again, Dominique Douglas. Wow, he's becoming a favorite target already this season. Dominique Douglas, not even on the 2 deep in the depth chart, but has been a target quite often today.
Yeah, he was one of those guys that the coaches said he's a guy that likes to go get the ball. He's a player, you know, a playmaker, and they feel like when they throw the ball up to him, he's going to go get it, and that's what he's been able to do so far today. But you're right there, Clay. That was just great protection by that offensive line.
Second down, goal to go from the 5. Waltzes into the end zone, another Iowa touchdown. This one the first on the ground. Young's second touchdown of the day. He has 1 receiving, now 1 running.
Making a lot of hay over that right side with Eubanks, Elgin, and Yanda. Little cutback by Albert Young and takes it in almost untouched until the goal line.
5-yard touchdown run. 30-7 now Iowa pending the PAT. Siegner on. It appears that Montana is starting to show signs of fatigue. Spot and kick. It's good. 31-7 Hawkeyes.
You know, one of the concerns you have is Montana, your defensive ends 240. You know, Murphy, one of your great players. DeLuise 225. Yanda, Elgin, tight end Mowiaki in the backside cutting it off, and Albert Young just takes it up in the middle. But there's probably a 50 to 60 pound weight difference there, and it doesn't show up in the first quarter, the second quarter. But you try lifting a 300-pound guy and pressing him all day long after the 40 or 50 snap, that kind of takes a toll on you.
Kirk Ferentz told us yesterday that the skill position players and a lot of the players could play in the Big Ten. The biggest difference he sees from the Big Ten to Division I AA is in the size.
I agree 100%. And you know, Iowa, to their credit, I think takes it to the next level. They got the strength coach Chris Doyle. It's just done an outstanding job since he's been here. You know, that front five, you know, they probably average 289, but they're men. I mean, they're not, you know, big dumpy guys. These guys are physical, tough, athletic guys, and just over the course of a day will just wear you down.
Kirk Ferentz looking for his 50th win here at Iowa. Appears that he's going to get it today. 14:26 to go here. Siegner on again to kick it away. He's had a great day for the Iowa Hawkeyes instead of Kyle Schlicker, who's out with a leg strain. Reggie Bradshaw back deep to return this kick. He's going to defer to Rob Schulte. Schulte from the 6 to the 20. Return out to about the 22-yard line. That's where Swagger will take over for Montana. Tonight, the Florida A&M Rattlers will look to avenge last season's loss to the Delaware State Hornets, a couple of MEAC rivals. 4th annual Detroit Ford Football Classic. College football primetime tonight, 10 Eastern on ESPNU. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. Marv, it's been fun. The first weekend, Labor Day weekend, college football is back. And the Iowa Hawkeye fans are certainly loving it.
Beautiful day, beautiful venue, and you know, they're getting to see the players that they've been reading about in the papers for the last 45 days.
So Reggie Bradshaw with the carry there on first down. It's going to be a pickup of 4. The Montana Grizzlies now with a long hill to climb. They know a little bit about mountain climbing too out there. Talking to head coach Bobby Hauck, he says, for punishment, I make them run up the mountain.
Mount Punishment. That's not the name of it. I'm sure
that's what the players call it. 2nd down and 6. Swagger looks to throw, as he has so many times today. Over the middle. Nice catch there for Stephen Failer, even though he took a punishing blow. Mike Klinkenborg, the middle linebacker, just depleted him. But Failer, the true freshman, able to hang on to the football, and they move the chains of first down.
I got to tell you, one of the concerns Iowa fans had coming in between Chad Greenway, Abdul Hodge, Antoine Allen, and Jovan Johnson, those guys had 159 starts. The 2 inside linebackers and the 2 corners, and the guys coming back had a total of 3. But I think Klinkenborg and Humpel and those guys have just showed that they're ready to step up. They're the next guy in, and they've held their own today extremely well.
And Canellis punishing the quarterback too on that last play. Just look at Greg Coleman, who's the starting running back now that Lex Hilliard, the star for Montana, is out. It's an Achilles injury, and it was kind of a fluke thing that happened in training camp.
Just had a ball and was just taken off on a striding run, and just his Achilles went out. It's just one of those rare injuries, and we can't emphasize enough. This is about 30% of the Montana offense the last 3 years, and you just can't lose a guy like that from blitz protection, from receiving, from running. And it's really shown in the Montana offense, unfortunately.
Finalist for the Walter Payton Award, the top offensive player in 1AA receives that award.
The good news is they can't redshirt him. They are going to redshirt him, and hopefully be back next year ready to go again.
Incomplete. Hilliard making the trip and still being elected captain. That says a lot about what they think about Lex Hilliard in Missoula. So 3rd and 6 for Montana.
Coach Hauck was very candid about it. He felt like, you know, unfortunately, this is kind of a fundraising trip for him. This game and the Oregon game last year helped them raise $1 million and erase $1 million of debt from their athletic programs. It's really going to put the Montana athletic programs on strong foundation going forward. So, and they've represented themselves extremely well here.
Absolutely. Today, they actually beat D1 Oregon State on opening day back 10 years ago. They don't shy away from the big opponents early in the season. Swagger to the sideline is shoot out of bounds by Mike Humpel. And so it'll be a 3rd down and about 6. Check that 4th and 3. 4th and 3.
Don't take this the wrong way, but I was kind of surprised after talking to some of the coaches about how smart Humpel and Klinkenborg are, the inside linebackers. Sounds like they're very, very good students. And that's just an offensive guy talking about defensive guys, so that's why I'm kind of busting on a little bit. But no, they feel like they really got a couple good, solid quarterbacks on defense with those inside linebackers and outside linebackers. 4.0
for Klinkenborg, and Humpel at 3.9 or something like that. Maybe it's vice versa.
Must be slacking.
That's impressive. That's ridiculous. I was nothing close to that. Let's just leave it at that.
Student athletes. That's what they call them.
We got a timeout. 31-7, all Iowa. 11:52 to go. College football presented by Allstate on ESPNU, number 16, Iowa. And Montana with former Hawkeye tight end and an All-American, I must add, Marv Cook. I'm Clay Matvick. It's been a great day for the Iowa Hawkeyes and their fans here on opening day. It's been a great day for Drew Tate. Look at the numbers. 3 touchdown passes. Josh Swagger, his counterpart, who transferred in from Washington State, hasn't had a lot of time to pass. And when he has, sometimes receivers have dropped the ball, but just haven't been real consistent moving the football.
Yeah, I think that goes back to, he only had about 15 to 20 practices last spring. A lot of these guys are new with him, and it just takes, the timing of the routes. It just takes a little bit of adjustments, and they'll get better every day. They'll get better every week when they get back in other games.
There's a reception for Damian Sims. Reset the touchdown passes for Drew Tate today. Albert Young, the running back, looking like a receiver here, and a pretty good one. And Dominique Douglas, the freshman. And the proven tight end, Scott Chandler.
Pretty nice guy to spread the ball out like that and just give it to a lot of different players.
A water bug. Damian Sims juking in the backfield. Be close to a first down, but there is a penalty flag down. Mookie Foreman in on the tackle. Strong side linebacker for Montana. It's going to be against Iowa.
Illegal block in the back. Number 82 on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down. Second down.
So it's Kenan Christian picking up the penalty. So it'll be second down and 3. As you take another look at Drew Tate's numbers, 14 for 25, over 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. It's going to get a little tougher, of course, when the Big Ten schedule heats up. A tough time last year against Ohio State, but they've got the Buckeyes right here at Kinnick Stadium this year. Another penalty flag down. Another catch by Sims. And another penalty against Iowa. So even though the lead has expanded, this is not what Kirk Ferentz wants to see.
No, neither coach wants to see that, players get a little bit haphazard.
Tripping, number 54 on the offense.
Tripping.
Half the distance to the goal from the previous spot. Repeat second down.
It's going to back him up even deeper.
Good shot.
So Kirk Ferentz is making his list of things he's got to chew people out for after the game.
You don't want your name on that list. I can promise you that right now.
So that backs him up to the 8-yard line. Second down and 18, we'll call it. Tate's going to hand off. And it's going to take Montana by surprise. Look at Damian Sims go. Out over the 30-yard line for a big first down. Let's go to Mike Gleason again for a SportsCenter U in-game update. Spartans with the lead. Thank you very much, Mike. Here it's Iowa on top of Montana. A little over 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. It's play fake. Tate has a receiver. Dominique Douglas had 2 men beat, and now Montana getting a little chippy. Penalty flags down. It's Torrey Thomas. A little bit of cheap shot after the play. You see Bobby Hauck is not pleased.
Well, I don't know about that call, Clay. He just basically shoved him with his hands a little bit. Wasn't
dead ball. Personal foul. Number 32 against defense. 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Here's another look.
Yeah, see, just a little shove there, and really, wasn't a helmet-to-helmet collision or anything like that. But I think Clay's got it right. A little frustration there by Thomas, and just taking a shot, and the official was right in front of it.
So the Hawkeyes have it now at the 44, first and 10.
Look at Tate's visor right there. That's another new rule that the college footballers have to be clear this year. They used to be able to have them tinted. It's a little unique that a quarterback would like to have one of those on his helmet.
Brad Banks used to have a tin advisor, didn't he?
Quarterback then.
Short pickup there on first down. There's another look at Tate's visor. Only shields that are completely clear will be allowed. I would think, though, on a hot day like that, that'd be miserable.
Yeah, I think it doesn't breathe as well. And then I know I sweated so much that when you get hit, the sweat would fly on the inside, and you'd have a lot of problems with that. But obviously, it doesn't bother him because he's seeing the field extremely well today.
Second down and 8 for Tate. Sims the lone setback. Tate's going to fire it out to him in the flat. Has some room and now knocked out of bounds at midfield. And on the stop, Quentin Jackson, second string cornerback out of Kent, Washington. Damian Sims getting some work here in the second half. They're going to need somebody to step up and help out when Albert Young isn't having a good day, or perhaps, you know, keep your fingers crossed. You don't want to see it, but in case Young were to get injured.
Well, it goes back to 2 years ago. Iowa had 5 guys go down to the running back position, and Sam Brownlee, the 6th guy, was the next guy in, and that was the year the Iowa went on and won the Big Ten, or shared the Big Ten championship.
Tate wanting to throw again. This one is almost picked off. A collision between a couple of Montana players. Tyler Joyce with his helmet off. And Shan Schillinger, safety. They collide, almost picking Tate's pass off here.
Great look at it. Tate's trying to slide that thing in there. Tyler Joyce comes over. One of those unfortunate situations where you hit your own teammate.
Tyler Joyce, 2-year starter, one of the top players to come out of the state of Colorado in 2004. The Grizzlies really consider themselves lucky to have him. Could have gone on to play at a Division I school, but decided on Montana. What a beautiful punt off the foot of Andy Fenstermaker. It's going to pin the Grizzlies at their own 6, but another penalty flag.
Personal fouls. Roughing the kicker against the defense.
That's going to be on Carl
15 yards,
Pitcher.
automatic first down.
And the Hawkeyes keep the football.
Oh, those hurt too, because you know you're taking possession of the ball, and now you're giving the ball right back to Iowa, basically inside the 40.
Here's another look.
Pitcher actually had a chance there, just trying to take it off his foot. You got to, you know, the great thing is when you take off, you got to know where you're going to land. And unfortunately, it was right at the feet of Andy Fenstermaker.
Pitcher is a sophomore out of Anaconda, Montana. And we got a new look for Iowa. Jason Manson in a quarterback for the Hawkeyes. Manson, senior out of Bloomfield, Connecticut. Hands off. Inside the 30-yard line, Sims. Bring up second down and 4 after the pickup of 6. Another look at Manson. Saw action in 7 games last year. He was 24 of 48 for 230 yards. He has also worked out at wide receiver, and the coaching staff was telling you and I yesterday they think that's making him a better quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. As a receiver, you got to know where you want to be for the quarterback, and obviously as a quarterback he knows that extremely well, but it's actually working out extremely well for him. It sounds like he's been very effective out there, and he's going to be a weapon later in the season in that position, I think.
First pass incomplete. Came out here to the near side. His pass intended for Tony Moiaki, the tight end who played as a true freshman last year, sophomore out of Wheaton, Illinois, but Manson can't connect. Bring up third down and 5. Did you ever tinker around with another position?
Well, when I played at Iowa, I actually punted and I kicked, but and then just tight end was my deal. So if the punters or kickers got hurt, I would fill in. But that's a tough adjustment because you got to be an extremely talented athlete. And the thing that I really like about Jason Manson, they've liked his character and the person that he is. He handled the whole Drew Tate thing last year and the year before extremely well. And, they've got just a ton of confidence in him as a quarterback.
Eludes several tacklers and hooks up with Sean Green. Sean Green, a great catch and a great punishing run after the catch.
Talked about Jason Manson's athleticism. He showed it right there. He broke out of a tackle and was able to keep the play alive. And watch Jason Manson. This is the athleticism we're talking about. Flushes out of the pocket. Still trying to make something happen. He's able to break through that tackle and finish off the play to Sean Green. As a running back, that's how you finish runs right there.
Holy cow. He almost dehorned Van Cooper Jr., the strong safety.
It's called running with your pads down. Big Sean Green gets that head down. He's like a rhinoceros running down through there.
Here's Manson on 4th and 1. The Hawkeyes going for it. He's going to be close to a first down for Sims. He got it. As he did, they're going to move the chains. By the way, the numbers on tape today: 15 for 28, 223 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's been spelled now by Jason Manson, but certainly a good start to what we expect to be a very good season for the returning senior quarterback for the Iowa Hawkeyes, Drew Tate.
And the good thing is he really managed the offense extremely well. Made the good throws. Really was nice on his shorter throws this year. Very crisp on the swing routes and things like that. So a great first step for Drew Tate in his senior year.
Dominique Douglas, another catch. And he'll pick up 4 yards on first down. Here's another look at Tate. His day is over.
Tate got a few drops there. Those pretty good numbers.
He doesn't think he's going to be drafted. He says, I'm just not the drafty look. Because certainly his play would say NFL, but he doesn't think that's going to happen.
That's a good point. Unfortunately, the NFL a lot of times looks at those, height, weight, and all that stuff, and speed. And what you got there is a football player. You got a guy that loves to play the game. We talk about, Coach Ferentz says he's just, he's a coach's kid and just wants to play the game. And the great thing that I like about him is he's absolutely competitor. He will fight you in every single thing that he competes in. And we talked about how good a golfer he was already.
Now, you've played that course that he got the hole-in-one on.
I was there that day.
That's not an easy hole.
I was 2 island greens, and it was like 185, 190 yards. He had like a 6 or 7 iron in and knocked it in. And so I was like on the 5th hole, and you could just hear, like people spreading the news down the line. It was amazing. So
thought he had won a car, but then the University of Iowa says, that would be a violation. Manson. That's going to be very incomplete. Intended again for Dominique Douglas. And it'll bring up 4th down. See the field goal unit come on here. And let's talk a little bit more about Austin Siegner. Spot duty today because Kyle Schlicker, a very good kicker out of Ankeny, Iowa, suffering a leg strain here recently. And Siegner getting the start on kickoffs and doing all the field goals and PATs. He's been solid. Been outstanding. The extra points and then the kickoffs. The power of his legs been very, very impressive. 35-yarder is right between the eyes. 34-7. Number 16 Iowa in their home opener on top of Montana. ESPNU College Football is presented by Allstate. Are you in good hands? What a beautiful day in Iowa City. There was some talk of rain or maybe some drizzle here. None of it. Maybe tonight, but certainly not today to ruin the game. Iowans always work to push that back, make sure it's after game time before the weather comes in. I see. Hospitable. Siegner kicks it off again into the end zone. This time Schulte's going to bring it out from about 4 yards deep. Penalty flag down, but a good return for Schulte, who gets it out to the 27-yard line. Try and figure out what this penalty is all about. It's going to be a hold on Montana.
Bad thing about
during
that
the return, holding number 4 on the return team. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
I mean, that's not a 10-yard penalty. That's a 25-yard penalty because that's from the spot. And those will just kill you on punt returns and kick returns. It's on Mookie Foreman, so we'll have it at the 7-yard line. 34-7. 16th ranked Iowa has led right from the outset today. 6 minutes to go. New quarterback in there for Montana. It's Cole Berquist. He's going to hand off on first down. Short gain. Mike Gleason for a SportsCenter U in-game update.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. Over 5 minutes to go. Cole Berquist, the new quarterback, throws. Juggled, but held on to by Ryan Bagley. Berquist, an experienced backup. He played in 12 games last year. A man down here for Montana. And it's Bagley.
Looks like it might just be cramping up in the calf muscle there.
There's Berquist again.
Him and Bagley actually had a lot of success last year in the games that Berquist had started and showed some signs, but obviously they feel like the Swagger can come in and give him a little bit more firepower in that offense, but unfortunately they ran up against a buzzsaw in that Iowa defense today.
That's tough for a guy like Berquist. He's a player who had the starting job, and then Swagger transfers in. But talking with Bobby Hauck, he says Cole Berquist has handled it very well. And he said, he knows that if he would have played better, he would have held his job.
Yeah, that's a great way to look at it. He's still young, and the fact of the matter is he's still a sophomore. He's still got a lot of eligibility and a lot of years there, and you never know. I mean, football's a weird game that way, and that you're just one snap away from being the next guy in and having to take the team and lead them. So, I mean, the great thing about what Montana has is they have a guy that got a lot of experience last year, had some success, and knows this offense. So I think they're in good hands with both Swagger and Berquist.
The man down is Ryan Bagley, junior from Great Falls, Montana, 6'4", 210-pound receiver. And it's good to see him walking off on his own power. Actually jogging off, even better news.
That's the one thing late in a game like this. Last thing you want to do is start getting some of your players injured. So
Berquist under center. He's going to throw on first down. Rolling to his left. Almost intercepted. Eric Allen, the intended receivers. Many of the starters still in there for this Montana offense. Bring up second down and 10. Montana will go home for their home opener next week. They're going to take on South Dakota State. And we were talking with Bobby Hauck yesterday, you and I, and he told us 8 wins is what he thinks it's going to take this year to get into the 1AA playoffs for the 14th consecutive year.
It's just been an amazing tradition. Talking to some of the people that they expect to win the national championship out there, and it was, I think, Gary Barnard told us that. So there's a lot of pressure with that program, but obviously they've been able to hold up for the last 10 years and just keep that tradition going.
Nowhere to run for Brady Green, and the tackle by Gavin McGrath. McGrath, the backup linebacker here for the Hawkeyes. 20 consecutive winning seasons. Talked about the 13 straight Division I AA playoff appearances. Boatload of Big Sky titles. A couple of national titles. Actually, Bobby Hauck taking them all the way to the title game in 2004.
They are ranked number 3 by one of the polls in 1AA football. So this is a good, solid football team.
Here's Berquist. Plenty of time to throw, but it's incomplete. Again, Allen looking to catch that pass. They'll bring up fourth down. Crowd very happy here today in Iowa. A round of applause as the Montana punting unit comes on. This is a great atmosphere in Iowa City on game day. The tailgating, and I wouldn't say that I enjoy trying to get to the stadium, but I enjoy the atmosphere on the way to it.
It's I'd say it's one of the top 5 venues in college football, that's for sure.
Hard to drive around the stadium with that many people on foot. It's a good return. It's Dominique Douglas. This guy can do it all. Caught a touchdown pass in the first half. Some big catches. Nice return there. Timeout. 3:43 to go in the ball game. All Iowa. ESPNU College Football presented by Allstate. We're late in the fourth quarter. Substitutes in now for Iowa, including a new quarterback. Jake Christensen fires, has a receiver. It's Trey Strauss. Pickup of 5 on first down. Today's DirecTV player of the game, Drew Tate. Well over 200 yards passing and 3 touchdowns.
saw an interview with Doug Flutie, new ESPN analyst, and said that, you know, you want to get off to a good start. And I think Drew Tate did that first step today. Just a very efficient. His efficiency rating's going to be extremely good today. And like I said, the one thing, he managed his team extremely well.
There's a guy who wasn't very tall either, but, you know, made it all the way to the NFL. And that's what could happen for Tate. Even though he's only 6 feet, he is a lot taller than that, especially when it comes to his heart. He's a big guy.
And he really does the subtle things of just creating a little bit of room for himself and steps tall there, makes the big tall throw. And you know, the thing that really makes him dangerous, he spreads the ball to his teammates. I mean, who do you cover? You got Chandler, you got Moeaki, you got Douglas, you got all these new faces running around catching balls. Albert Young. There's a lot of weapons in this offense, and he's smart enough to utilize them all.
Jake Christensen, redshirt freshman out of Lockport, Illinois.
A lot of Iowa fans have been waiting to see Jake Christensen. A great thing, the first 2 throws he's had, he's been very, very sound with his footwork. Threw a quick out earlier, and then he did a nice job with the bootleg there. And just is really fundamentally sound in these first couple throws he's had.
Ryan Majerus, the last receiver. Pretty good tight end that they're high on. Unfortunately, in his last year of eligibility. Jake Christensen with a great prep career just outside of Chicago. Coming up on 2 minutes to play. Handoff. This is Sam Brownlee. Led the team in rushing yards in 04, but he's been pushed down on that depth chart in large part because of what Albert Young has been able to do.
Yeah, exactly right. And that year he started number 6 or 5 on the depth chart, but they just had so many injuries in front of him. And that just tells you, you know you're a good team when you're deep at running back. And that's where Iowa is again with Albert Young and Sean Green and Damian Sims and Brownlee. They are really, really deep at that running back position. And that's, in my opinion, you find a good team, that's where all your athletes are. And Iowa's definitely got them stockpiled right there right now.
Big throw, Christensen hooking up with his receiver along the near sideline, Jason Manson.
Quarterback.
Coming up next, Sports Center U in-game. Mike Gleason and Steve Israel. They're going to catch us up to date on everything that's been going on in this first weekend of the college football season. Labor Day weekend. We hope you're enjoying it here with us on ESPNU because we got a lot of stuff for you. This is just the lid lifter.
I think Iowa's got, you know, the Pittsburgh Steelers uniforms. They got the slash. Remember Cordell Stewart?
That's kind of what they're calling Manson. Slash. Sam Brownlee. We also may have a little bonus coverage coming your way. Idaho and Michigan State. If time permits, we're going to try and get you to the conclusion of that game. And it's a good one. Interesting game going on there. Michigan State getting a rub from the Vandals. Second down and 7. We're under a minute to play here in Iowa City. And you know what? Here's something about Iowa Hawkeye fans. You know, the game has been decided here for quite a while, but they stick around in large numbers.
I think it goes back to that traffic we were talking about getting in earlier.
They know better. It's going to be a stalemate out there, so why not just stay seated? Banging his way inside the 5. That is Dana Brown, number 31. A little disgusted with himself. He wanted a touchdown here in cleanup time.
Pennsylvania recruit. State of Pennsylvania has been good to Coach Ferentz, and brought Ed Hinkle in there. Bob Sanders are from the state, and Iowa's starting to make some good inroads in the state of Pennsylvania with the recruiting.
Montana making some substitutions here defensively late. Final seconds. Iowa crowd very appreciative here today. Christensen hands off. There's a touchdown for Dana Brown. With 6 seconds to go, Brown goes in from 1 yard out.
And we're going to have a perfect example of what the clock does now, because the clock will start when the kicker's foot touches the ball, and they could actually basically burn the clock here on this next kickoff.
1 yard touchdown run for Brown.
Not to get ahead of myself there, but you know, we've been talking about rule changes, and I mean, there's a perfect example of what we're going to see on this next kickoff.
Here's Siegner again for the PAT. It's good. 41-7 now, Iowa. And yeah, that is one of the rule changes. We talked about it earlier. The clock is going to have to be managed differently by the coaching staffs in 2006. Kickoffs, they start the play earlier. They have to hustle a lot more.
That's exactly right. And I think we saw a little bit of that today with both these offenses. It looked like they, you know, when they took possession, a new possession, they were on the ball, ready to go. And, you know, where normally they're standing out there for TV timeouts, waiting. It looked like there was a sense of urgency on those offenses. And, you know, the next 2 or 3 weeks, the statistics will start coming in as far as how many plays offenses are getting and seeing if it's made a difference.
7th scoring drive for Iowa. That one 8 plays, 39 yards. Dana Brown with the touchdown. It's mostly second and third unit guys, so Iowa's got to feel good about their depth as they try to gird up here for the Big Ten season.
I've been real impressed with the secondary of Iowa. They've done some things. I think like they're challenged a little bit more this year, coming up a little bit tighter. Their safeties made some great plays covering guys in the slot and just being very fundamentally sound in good positions and knocking the ball down. Pretty impressive by the first 11 defense of the University of Iowa.
Richie Bradshaw back at his goal line to return this kick. And the clock does start as promised. And there is 1 second left. No, they're going to say that's it. Ball game. Impressive day for Iowa. Their home opener, and they're a winner 41-7 over Montana.